Ekoko masquerades from Ute village, whose cult is connected with Obaewari and his mother, Elere, appear on this occasion to bless the Oba. Ekoko is a ritual masquerade that dances to please the guests and the Oba.
ITV, certainly the best. Ugieni Madonna, Imazedion, Overo, Ovesniagbe, Emanazo, or Ugieni Madonna.
You will have to serve the community for 30 years before you come to this stage. They will ordain you ordain title. Then by then you are one of the elder.
This year now, we don't read the year, so that's why we can do this year.
Historically, joining the Elders' Council, an individual must have reached a certain age and must have made significant contributions to the community through leadership, service, or other meaningful ways. There was jubilation in the community as sons and daughters of Okada, both at home and in the diaspora, trooped out to be part of the ceremony with various homes of the initiates agog with festivities. Friends and well-wishers of those initiated into the Elders' Council jubilated at the Ogwedion after performing all traditional rites. The elders, known as Edion, in company with their loved ones, danced to their various homes where guests and family members were entertained.
ITV, certainly the best.
ITV, certainly the best.
Our topic today on Woman to Woman is safety matters, drive like a queen. And we have somebody here who is going to be discussing with us. She is a passionate road safety advocate and National Public Enlightenment Officer, head of Celebrity Special Marshals in Nigeria, as well as the founder and president of On the Highway Africa. She has been instrumental in promoting road safety awareness and advocating for responsible driving practices. Her dedication to saving lives on the road has earned her numerous awards, recognition, and respect in the industry. With her tireless efforts, she continues to inspire a culture of safety and responsibility among road users in Nigeria and beyond. Hence, she is with me on the program, Woman to Woman. Please join me as we make welcome Julie Chi Unwauha. Hello, Julie. Julie is actually joining us from Lagos. Hello, Julie.
Hello, Adeso. How are you today?
So happy to have you join us today on the program. So your resume is quite impressive and huge. Thank you for all you do on the road.
Thank you so much.
So today we want to talk about women on the road, how they can drive like queens, some of the things they can put into consideration while driving. Because when you see some women on the road, you feel very pity for them. And then you feel pity too for other road users. So my very first question to you this afternoon, Julie, is, are there anything special in a vehicle that is restricted to only the male? Or if there are other special features restricted to only women in a car?
No, absolutely no, none.
Okay.
It's a gender free.
Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, now that you have said that, I'd like to ask you this other one, because we want to enlighten women on the road. Sometimes the way we drive gives room to question the driver's license we're holding. Now, what are the top distractions women drivers face and how can they avoid them? The top distractions that women drivers face on the road and how they can avoid these distractions.
Thank you very much, Adeshua, and I want to say a very big Happy New Year to all users. First and foremost, women drivers are expected to be the best drivers on the highway, but we find out that there's a lot engaging them when they are on wheels. First and foremost, one of the top distractions for women drivers are phone calls and notifications, especially the Gen Zs that want to be there always. Or they want to have their phones on, they want to be responding to every call they receive or notification, especially those on social media. So this is a bad habit, and I believe they should stop it because they are constituting danger to both themselves and to other road users. Another thing that distracts women on the road is food. They want to eat something. They are grabbing something, grabbing a drink, grabbing something to eat. This is also a no-no when you are on the steering. When you're on the steering, you need total concentration because you are not driving only for yourself, you're also driving for the other road user. So you are expected to be very articulate at what you are doing and also be concentrating. Most times you see women driving with their children. Children are also another source of distraction for women on the highway and on the roads too. They tend to be tending to their children while driving, and in the process, anything can happen, you know. So another top distraction for women drivers. And something you won't even believe, women are applying makeup while driving. That's grooming, trying to apply makeup, lipstick, eye pencils, trying to look stylish, trying to like put on their hair, gears. All these are major distraction because they have not finished making up at home and they are rushing to the venue of whatever appointment they have, and they tend to be doing the remaining one on while they are driving. this is a no. So another one is when you have women driving and they are conversing with their other passengers. It's also a no. These are some of the ways that top distraction for women. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Julie. Now, let's deal with these issues that you've mentioned. You talked about breastfeeding while driving, eating while driving, conversing while driving, and the mother of all, applying makeup while driving. We're not talking about the passengers now, we're talking about the drivers. I've seen a couple of women try to look good while driving. You're driving, you're powdering your face, you're applying makeup, you're doing all of that. I see them a lot, okay? So how do we address these issues? What should be the best practice? A woman with a baby, your baby is crying, you need to breastfeed. That we know that, but must you breastfeed while you're driving? We have seen a couple of women like that, so many like that have lost count. They do that nearly every morning when they are rushing out or rushing to do school runs. So what should be the best practice when a woman is driving and you have the urge to make your face up, to breastfeed your child, to eat while you're driving, and you see that one of conversing, that parliament that is usually held inside a car, that one is crazy. So how do we address these issues?
Women drivers to pull over. You can pull over to the side of the road, especially a safe shoulder of the road to touch up your face, or to eat, or to breastfeed your baby, especially if the baby is crying. It's better for you to be safe and to be late to where you are going than to be late. That is one of the most essential for you as a mother, because you're also supposed to be protecting the people around you. Protect yourself, protect your baby, and protect the other road user. So that common practice of breastfeeding should stop. It's a total distraction for you as a mother, because if you are breastfeeding your baby, you'll be distracted and you are also an accident waiting to happen. So the best you can do, it won't take you time. It's just like a couple of some minutes, maybe 4 to like 5, and you are done. And the baby will be okay, and you will be okay, and you continue your journey instead of constituting a stumbling block for other road users. In terms for makeup, of course you can. Just pull over, put on your lipstick, put on a dab of powder here and there, and when you get to your venue, you can go to the powder room and do the remaining one. It's better to be alive.
Okay, we're going to take a very short break now. When we come back, I'll be asking you other questions. Do stay tuned. We'll take that short break now.
ITV. ITV, certainly the best.
All right, thank you very much for staying tuned to the program Woman to Woman on Independent Television. And we are talking with Julie Chi Nwoha, a passionate road safety advocate and National Public Enlightenment Officer and head of Celebrity Special Marshals in Nigeria, as well as the founder and president of On the Highway Africa. And she has done so much to save lives on the road. And she's joining us from Lagos State. Okay, Julie, let's talk about safety for the women now. The first one I want to talk about is the issue of harassment on the road. Several times, some men are not, honestly, they are not friendly on the road, particularly when a woman is driving a fine car. They will make bad comments about that woman. They will badmouth the woman. And trust women, we will want to reply. Most of us will want to reply. And that few seconds of taking your attention away from the road, something may just happen. Usually, something usually happens. Either you hit the vehicle in front of you, or you hit the pavement, or you hit a pedestrian, or something will just happen to create gridlock on the road. So how can we deal with all of this harassment, insults, and whatever on the road, particularly from the other gender?
That's more like a road rage. Trying to like have a fight on the road. When you are driving, expect anything. And you should, as a woman, be very tolerant of everyone on the highway, on the road, when you drive. So I would like to advise my fellow women when they drive that when you have such kind of distraction, you do all you can to make sure that you control yourself. It has to do with control. It has to do with you being able to hold your grievance or anything that can distract you while you are driving, because you have a focus, and the focus is the destination of where you are going to. You don't look at any other one. It's even a distraction to your destination. So whenever you have such kind of road rage, what you do is to make sure that you appease the other fellow, no matter who is right or who is wrong. The bottom line is that you keep peace and allow peace to reign. Even when they bat your car, there was a particular time I just picked up a brand new vehicle from one of the automotive dealers in Lagos. We were just driving out right outside of that gate. A man bashed the vehicle, brand new, tear rubber. We were just driving out. The vehicle doesn't even have a number yet. We were yet to fix a number. And he bashed us. I looked at the man and I was like, what happened? He looked dejected, and from all indication, he was like very unhappy. I came down from the vehicle and asked him, what was the problem? Why did you do this? He started apologizing, and in the long run, I found out that he was a senior lecturer in one of the top universities in Nigeria, and he was having a bad day. Some people bring their bad days to the road. And such kind of bad days, and you're not supposed to be on the wheels at all. So I had to like, okay, where do we go from here? What do we do? Do you know he didn't even have the money to fix that vehicle? So that brings me to the issue of insurance.
Wow.
We have to like bring in insurance into such kind of matter, so that when there is a bash between two vehicles, you exchange your insurance, the policy, and then you could be taken care of, so that we'll not have someone as old as your grandfather lying down and begging you, and you will be looking at other road user will be looking at you like, you are very wicked. This old man begging you, lying down. But begging me and lying down will not fix the vehicle. So insurance will help us fix the vehicle. And I tell you, we shouldn't bring our rage or our anger to the road. That will create a lot of chaos. And
that brings me to another question. Bringing anger to the road, you're fatigued, you're tired. There are some women, even when they are tired, they still want to drive. I don't know if it's a taste of thing or the stubbornness in us. You're tired, you have not slept, you didn't have a good night rest, yet you put your vehicle on the road to drive. And when anything happens, you direct your problem to village people. So how do we deal with this?
That's fatigue. Fatigue can significantly impair driving ability. You take a break, stay hydrated, and get enough rest to stay alert. You take water, go to a nearby, maybe a store or a supermarket, take walk for some few minutes, and then regain your energy, and then prioritize your life. Your life is very important to you. As a woman, as a man, as anyone that is standing behind the wheels on the highway, it is very necessary and very important that you put your life first, because it is when you are alive that you can drive.
Woman to woman, I'm not trying to draw you back, but I want to look at the position of the law. A woman who is driving and breastfeeding at the same time, driving with a child on her laps. It's not as if men don't do it, they do it. I see a lot of men who do that, but I'm particularly concerned about the women, because sometimes we may not be that fast to react to situation, because of that fear, that shock and all of that. Once an accident happens, the first thing a woman does is to scream, like those of you in Lagos, Mogbeo, that kind of a thing, and those of us in Benin here, So maybe because the woman will not be able to react very fast, those that carry babies on their lap, those who breastfeed, those who eat, in a bit to pick something from where you kept your food, just that few minutes of taking your eyes off the road, anything stupid can just happen. What is the position of the law on this issue?
You are not expected. The law stated it clearly. You are not expected to eat or drink or be distracted on the road while you are driving. It driving needs a focus. It needs concentration. And if you are found eating or breastfeeding your baby while you are driving, it is punishable under the law. And if you are caught, you'll be taken to court and the law will come after you. You cannot escape it. There's nothing like you are begging somebody, oh, Mogbe, or whatever exclamation you're going to make, you make it. But after your exclamation, you will still be taken to court for interrogation, and the law is going to come after you, and you will be either fined or, depending on the weight of what has happened, you may be going to prison for it.
But unfortunately, women still do it. Even with this enlightenment campaign that we're doing here, tomorrow you will find 4, 5, 6 women who will do this. And the issue of taking one way, beating traffic, and all of that. I don't know if some of us women keep part of our brains at home when we're driving. If somebody beats traffic, it's a woman. And there are some group of women who will stand right there in the middle of the road, buying stuff from the road. And when you talk, is a problem. How do we deal with this? How do we sensitize women? How do we get into their heads to let them know that many of these things are wrong? Particularly if the woman is driving a fine car and that person is a Gen Z, believing that any traffic officers that come should be able to just stretch her hands and that will be okay.
I tell you, women are they are what would I call, I'm a woman, it's a special being. We are all special beings. We want to do all our shopping while we are sitting down on the steering. We want to buy meat, soup, everything, vegetable. And we're not even prepared to pack, some of us, not all of us. Some of us that don't have that kind of training, that kind of discipline, want to really do anything anyhow. Have you noticed that some women even hold their children to the road and they put their handbag at the other side? These are not even women that are driving. I'm talking about women that are walking on the road, taking their children to school. They put their children on the road and they put the handbag at the other side, protecting the handbag and leaving the child at the mercy of God. You know, when it comes to woman matter, it's a big thing. It's a big thing for us. It's a big thing for federal road safety because we keep talking. And that's why you see the enlightenment is every day, every time. We just keep talking. Just like you said, the women look like they're stubborn. You ask, why will you stop me? Is it your car? It's my car. If I bash it, it's my car. I'll fix it. And then you now want, it's not only about your car or being bashed or that, it's for the other road user. That's why we are explaining this to you. I stop a lot of women asking them, oh, please, can you take your child to the back seat? Because a child under the age of 12 is not expected to sit in front of the vehicle. When you see these women, the child even want to sit in front of the vehicle. The mother is not aware of the age limitation that is hindering that child from sitting in the front of the vehicle. And they're just going, everything is fine. The woman is on her seatbelt, the child isn't on his seatbelt, making matter worse for a number of people, both themselves and the other road users. So we say, women, please allow this information of safety to reach you properly. Be disciplined. You are mothers. And even if you are not yet a mother, you are going to be a mother. Don't murder people on the road. Be a good mother. These are some of the things we keep saying every day. Like you see, and like you always comment on my social media handle. Every day I am talking. Every moment on the road, I am saying one thing or the other, talking to women, asking them, must you park beside the market road? Park properly, buy what you want to buy, put it in your car and go. Anything can happen when you are window shopping, while you are still in your vehicle and you are buying stuff. So we keep saying this and we will not stop saying it until there's going to be a law when those kind of people are caught. But I tell you, there's a law. It's just that sometimes we are a bit soft.
Implementation is usually the problem.
In that area. We are a bit soft on that area, but it's not that we are soft. It's just that it's not. You just want to keep enlightening people. You want to educate people. You inform. You keep saying. You keep talking it, and that's why we are taking road safety down to the nursery, where you have children road safety advocates, so that when the child wants to sit in front of the vehicle, he or she by him or herself will tell you, oh no, until I'm 12 I cannot sit in front of any car. And when they are sitting behind, they are also expected to use their seat belt, because in the instance of eventuality, you can still be harmed. So it's always very necessary and very important for you as a road user, as a motorist, as a driver, whether you're a woman or a man, the vehicle doesn't know. You just know that someone is driving. And the way you drive that vehicle is whether the vehicle will take you home or take you home. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I do. Just before we go, Julie, let me ask you this last question before we leave, because our time is really up. Now, a woman loses her tire on the road, or she gets a flat tire where she cannot get help. Is she expected to remain there or just walk away? Because most women have been robbed doing that.
A smart woman will know how to fix a tire. First and foremost, once you are prepared to drive a car, please learn how to fix a tire. If you cannot fix a tire, then make sure you have you check your vehicle every morning. It's very good. It's very, very essential for you to check your vehicle every day. Although the vehicle can develop a fault, but try and see that you are in a safe place. Make a call quickly for you to have a help. Not the one your car will break down and all you do is park your car and you walk away expecting your husband to come and pick it, or the mechanic. No, it is for you to look for available help immediately. Put on your seat caution, which is very important for you to have. Put a seat caution there, make a call, look around if you are going to find a organizer around there, and call the organizer.
In 30 seconds, what's your parting word for the woman?
For the woman, I will keep saying, and I will continue to say to everyone, that road safety is everybody's business.
Okay, thank you so much, Julie, for joining us on the program, Woman to Woman. We hope to do this again someday.
Why not? Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, women, this is it for today. If you must drive, drive like a queen. Stay alive and keep other people alive. Be a mother, not a murderer. We'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
ITV.
ITV, certainly the best.
Omonoba Nedu Ukwakolopolo, Ewai II, Oba of Benin, stepped out majestically with loud crowd to perform the Isoton rites of his late mother, Queen Mother Ioba Omoni Ikoyeme, Ioba Ewai II, who departed this world 49 years ago. Isoton is a traditional rite of the procession in memory of the departed person's spirit in Benin Kingdom. It is usually heralded by public display of the departed person's influence during their sojourn on earth. The display of a human effigy symbolizing the departed royal matriarch was preceded by the Oba of Benin, who led the procession from his palace to the Immortan Shrine at King Square in Benin City, where he offered prayers for the repose of the soul of the Queen Mother, Ioba Ewai II. Thereafter, the priest assigned to the Immortan Shrine offered Oba Ewai II items for Isoton on behalf of his family. However, chalk, known as Uri, represented a mixture from royal fans after ancestral spirits were invoked to bear witness and announce his arrival. On his way home, Oba Ewai paid tributes at various pilgrimage sites, including Queen Idia Tomb, beside Oba Market, where a cheerful crowd of traders abandoned their wares to catch a glimpse of the royal personage and join in the celebration.
ITV, certainly the best.
ITV, certainly the best.
Welcome to another edition of the program, Hitches and Voices, on independent television and radio. Don't forget, Hitches and Voices is coming to you live on independent television and independent radio. Welcome to today's edition. It promises to be super exciting as I have a very special guest with me in the studio today. My guest is special because her story is inspiring. Her story is that of resilience, determination, and courage. If you've been following us on Hitches and Voices, you know that we've referenced one name a lot, and that is Kindness Idahosa, who survived all odds to become who she is today in life. And we decided that rather than just referencing her story in our program, let's bring her to the studio to come tell her story herself, how she moved from zero to becoming a hero, or in this case, a heroine, how she has moved from grass to grace. Her journey with NAVID is indeed a very inspiring story. I just want you to relax and follow us as we take a ride with Kindness Idahosa. Kindness, welcome to Hitches and Voices.
Thank you, Mr. Kingsley.
Okay, like I said in my introduction, we've talked about you on this program. The Executive Director, NAVID, in previous edition has had the cause to mention you in some of our conversation, how you rose against all odds to becoming who you are today. For the purpose of those who are watching and listening right now, I want you to take us through that journey. Just let us know how your story with NAVID, how it started.
Okay, thank you, Kingsley. My story is simple, but inspiring and just baby. In the year 2000, I became disabled due to a health condition called hereditary sensory motor neuropathy. So in that particular year, I just rounded my GSS2. I was promoted to GSS3. I was attending Asoro Grammar School then. But due to my challenge, I couldn't continue with my education. So I just stopped there in GSS2. That was the year 2000. From that 2000, I was at home doing nothing. It was a painful experience, waking up every day in the same house, watching other kids, going to school, those who are learning one trade or the other, going out to learn their trade. While I was just there, I was more like wasting away. It was a painful experience for me, because at a point, I was thinking, if I have the same opportunity like these other kids going to school or learning one trade or the other, I will be able to excel just the way they were doing, or even better than them. But unfortunately, the opportunity was not just there. So I remained like that for a good 13 years. I was a school dropout, not just due to my disability, but rather due to lack of opportunity as a person with disability. So I was a school dropout from the year 2000 to 2013. In the year 2013, someone introduced me to NAVID. So she told me that she held an advert about NAVID on radio. They were giving a scholarship to persons with disability who, due to their disability, they were not able to sponsor themselves in school. So she asked me if I would be interested. I quickly grabbed the opportunity, because that was the opportunity I was looking for. I did not consider the fact that I've spent so much years at home. I didn't consider the fact that I was going to be the oldest student in that school, probably older than some of my teachers. I did not also consider the fact that people would talk, people would gossip, so a lot of things. But I I was just trying all my best to ensure that my life did not just waste. I did not just live a wasted life. Because for me, I was just wasting away at home. I knew my capacity. I knew what I was able to do as a person. Even right from a child, I believed in myself. But things just happened like that. So that year, I applied for NAVID scholarship. So NAVID was able to enroll me back to school. I went back to Idia College in the year 2013. I started school all over again from JSS 2. It was more like a joke. People were talking, saying a lot of things. Is this how you are going to go back to school after dropping out of school for 13 years? You are not going to find your mates, age mates in that school and all that. But I did not listen to all those conversations because I just wanted to be somebody. I don't want to be dependent in life. I just wanted to be myself despite my disability. So NAVID continued my sponsorship all through my secondary school. I completed my secondary school in the year 2017. And I also wrote JAM the same year. And by the grace of God, my JAM came out successfully. I wrote the Uniben post-UTME, and my result was also okay. I was offered admission the same year, 2017, to study law in Uniben. By the grace of God, I went through Uniben for 5 years. Yes, but because of the coronavirus and the ASU strike and all that, it was more than 5 years, so there was delay somehow. Thank God I went to Uniben from 100 level till I graduated in 2018. Sorry, in 2023. I graduated in 2023 with a 2-1. From that 100 level till I graduated, there was no carryover. So I went through Uniben successfully, all because of NAVID, because NAVID sponsored my education. Then in 2024, I applied for the Nigerian Law School. Thank God, NAVID was also there. They were one of my biggest sponsors. They provided me with laptop and other financial assistance as well. So thank God I went through the Nigerian Law School and I also came out successfully. And by the grace of God, September 24 last year, I was called to the Nigerian Bar as a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. So today, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be a part of the largest bar in Africa, all because NAVID came to my rescue. So sometimes I'll just sit down and be thinking, I don't know if I would have still been alive. I don't know how my life would have turned out if NAVID had not come to my rescue in that year 2013. So today, I'm glad to be called a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, all because of NAVID.
Wow, I mean, I'm struggling to find the words now, but I will try my best. I mean, you were out of school for 13 years.
Yeah.
You know, when a child with disability is born, it is often welcomed with shock and disbelief. And sometimes it leads to trading of blames by parents. And what follows after is rejection. And after which the victim resigned to fate. I mean, you were out of school for 13 years. What kept you going? I mean, what gave you that courage, that hope that you could still go back to school and make a meaning out of your life? And what was also responsible for you staying at home for 13 years? Was it because your parents or guardians were not aware that there were opportunities out there? Was it that they decided not to focus on you? They felt it would be a waste of time? You really can amount to nothing? What was responsible for your staying at home? Or could it be that the finance wasn't just there to power your education? These are two questions.
Thank you. Well, first of all, you asked me what kept me going all through this year. Well, I can say the first thing that kept me going was just my faith in God. I'm actually a Christian. And secondly, I read a lot. Then I was just at home. There was one of my church members there. She do supply me. She normally supply me motivational books. So I read a lot, even till now. So then I was always reading one book or the other. If not just for anything else, because I was having this belief that one day, maybe I will have the opportunity of coming out to speak among other students that went to school, among other people that went to school. Because I was not really having that hope that one day I will ever go back to school. I was just reading for self-development. Since there was no opportunity for me to go to school, so I just said, let me be reading and then develop myself. Then, for the other aspects, although I cannot say the money was actually there, the finances wasn't really there, but I cannot really say it is because the finances was not there. Because even though the finances was not there, other of my kids, my younger one, they were going to school. I also have this belief that even if the finances was there, there's no way my parents would have sent me to school. Because they are all, you know, in this part of the world, people hardly believe on persons with disability. The moment they see a disabled child or a disabled person, they have this belief that the person's life is condemned. The person will not be able to do anything again. So my own family or my parents, they were not left out of that belief. Yes, they were not left out. So even as at the time I was applying for NAVI scholarship and all that, I didn't even tell anybody because I don't want anybody to discourage me. It was after everything I worked out, they have enrolled me when I was going to leave that I told them that I was going back to school. So as at that point, there was nothing they could do about it.
But did they believe that
they knew they had nothing to lose? They knew they had nothing to lose. So they were just watching me, doing my thing myself, you know. So even, let me tell you, even when I gained admission, I told my dad then of blessed memory, I said, I've gotten admission to study law in Uniben. He was surprised. I was like, law?
All right.
How? Is that what you asked for? How are you going to do it? Can you do it? He was afraid, and I told him, like, those people studying law, they don't have two heads. They have one head, just like myself.
And disability is not a barrier.
I will be able to do it.
Yeah. All right.
So he was like, okay, no problem. Then my problem was not just the disability, it was that lack of opportunity.
Yes.
Yes, which I didn't get from any other place.
All right.
Until NAVI stepped into my condition.
Beautiful. Once more, I want to say a big thank you to NAVI for stepping in. We'll go on a quick break now. We're not done with Kindness Idahosa, proudly to say Esquire. She's telling her story with us in the studio today. We'll go on a quick break. Don't forget the program is Hitches and Voices, coming to you on independent television and radio.
Recommending the employment of the lady that was presented in Edo State Civil Service. And I very strongly believe that the governor will approve it and it will be done expediently.
Alright, I'm beaming with smiles. If you just watched that clip, that was the Edo State as SSG, Secretary to the State Government, proudly announcing that Kindness Idahosa will be given an automatic employment into the Edo State Civil Service. That was on the occasion of the third, the Rights Above Charity lecture, which held on the 3rd of December last year to mark the International Day for Persons with Disability. And that day will be memorable for NAVID and memorable for Kindness Idahosa. Having gone through the university studying law and having gone through law school, NAVID didn't just end there. We had to push, we had to step up the advocacy to ensure that Kindness Idahosa find herself not in the labor market, but in the within the working population. And today, she is working with the Edo State Ministry of Justice. And so, Kindness, how does that make you feel?
I feel very, very great, and I will forever remain grateful to Navid and His Excellency, the Edo State Governor, Senator Monday Okpebholo, for giving me that opportunity to be gainfully employed with the Ministry of Justice, Edo State. So I feel very, very happy.
You know, one of the challenges that persons with disability are faced with, or part of the challenges they are faced with, is that we sometimes have the opportunity to go to school, but getting job becomes pretty difficult. Did you imagine that it will come this quick? Did you imagine that you will graduate and find yourself where you are today?
Of course, I never imagined that it would be that fast. All through the period I was going to school, I just decided not to think about it. Yes, I decided not to think about it, or that when we get to the bridge, we'll cross. But I never thought it was going to be that easy. It was going to be that quick. So that's why I'm very, very happy. And for all those that made it possible, most especially Navid and the Edo State government. So I will forever remain grateful to them.
So, I mean, there are people who are watching right now, and I'll be wondering, particularly persons within the community of persons with disability, whose story might be similar to your story. You just made us realize that disability can never be a barrier if you put your mind to it, if you focus on what you want to do. What would you be saying to this community of persons? And there are persons without disability who are also watching, who have one challenge or the other. What will you be telling them?
Well, for those out there with one form of disability or the other, I just want you to know that you are not useless. I just want you to know that you can make it. So whenever you have the opportunity, whether to go to school or to learn a trade, or you find yourself working in one place or the other, you don't need to look down on yourself. You just know that you can make it. Disability is never a barrier. Disability is not a barrier. It's just a mindset. It's a mindset. So for persons out there who are without disability, I want you to know as well that persons with disability, they are first of all persons before the disability. They should be treated as human beings. You cannot look at a person with a disability and then be looking down on them as if they cannot achieve anything in life. And you still need to learn from us and give us the opportunity to be ourselves and to actualize our dreams.
All right, let me take you through your university days, going to law school. It looks all rosy, but I'm sure it's not as easy as it sounds or as it seems. We know that for persons who are on wheelchair, accessibility to public buildings, it's one of the biggest challenges that you people have faced with. How was that for you going to school? What were those infrastructural challenges that you went through?
Well, for me as a wheelchair user, the main infrastructural challenges that I went through was that of accessibility. It wasn't that much pronounced in Uniben because in my faculty they have ramps and the conveniences was accessible. Even the hostel that I stayed, they have special rooms for persons with disability in Uniben, and I stayed in that hostel all through the 5 years.
That's your faculty?
Yes.
Speaking for your faculty now?
No, Uniben hostel. The hostel I stayed in Uniben, they had some reserved rooms there, and it was very convenient for me.
Okay, so the hostels are accessible for persons with disability?
I cannot say all, but the particular hostel that I stayed all through my stay in university was accessible. But when I went to Lagos campus, Nigerian Law School, I had a very big issue with accessibility. Because of the way the lecture hall was built, you have to climb stairs before you can access it. Although they tried to kind of reconstruct a ramp on it, but it wasn't properly made. So I would need up to like 3 persons to lift my chair up before I can access the lecture hall. And if there's any reason for me to go out to ease myself, I would name out to 3 persons, 2. And because of that, I wouldn't want to start stressing people. There's no way I would start calling 3 persons when lecture is going on that I want to go out. So because of that, sometimes I see myself holding urine for like even hours, even when I know perfectly well that it was not good for my health. So that was a very big challenge for me. So even there in the hostel, the Nigerian campus, Lagos, Nigerian Law School, the Lagos campus, the hostel, the conveniences too, it was too narrow. Even the wheelchair cannot enter. Even when I use my walker, I can't even enter. So it was just manage. I would just manage the situation all through. So it wasn't really easy for me. Accessibility was a very big problem for me at the law school. But in Unibank, it wasn't that pronounced for me as a wheelchair user. Because I remember a particular course I was offering in the I think, Faculty of Arts. The lecture was to be held upstairs. And because of me, the lecturer assured me that he was going to bring down that lecture. So all through that period, the lecture was held downstairs just for my sake. So it wasn't much an issue for me as a wheelchair user in Unibank. I'm talking from the perspective of someone that studied law, because I'm not too used to other departments, other faculties. So I can't really talk much about the accessibility of this other department. But for Faculty of Law, it was accessible for me as a wheelchair user. Yes, the only part that was not accessible for me was the library. So when I'm accessing the library, I'll still need like 2 or 3 persons to help lift up my chair.
I'm wondering, because I know of a lady who dropped out of school because of similar challenge. She said she was tired of people lifting her up the staircase like a bag of rice. It was dehumanizing. She couldn't continue that on a daily basis, and she dropped out of school. But this didn't matter to you at all?
At all. Because the desire to make it, the desire to be independent, the desire not just to be looking at other people before I can feed. Because of that, I was able to overcome all the challenges, all the stress, all the discrimination wasn't that pronounced in Unibank. Even at the law school, it wasn't pronounced. But every other challenges, I was able to overcome them because of that desire just to become someone in life.
Beautiful. Her determination to become someone in life was what spurred her on to become who she is today. And for you out there, whether you have a disability or not, you can make it if you put your heart to it. It's a wrap on the program today, but before I go, I'd like to say shout out to the Faculty of Law, University of Benin, for making their faculty very accessible for wheelchair users. And I think other faculties within the university can borrow what the Faculty of Law is doing to make their lecture complexes, their hostel, more accessible for persons with disability. We are talking about inclusive education now. And also, I want to say a very big thank you once more to the Edo State Governor, Senator Monday Okpebholo, for putting a smile on the face of kindness, Idahosa and the family. I'm sure you are walking the talk when it comes to inclusion and access for persons with disability, as well as the Edo State Secretary, the Secretary of the Edo State Government, for putting all the effort to ensure that kindness is where she is today. And to Navid for making advocacy a reality in Edo State and indeed in Nigeria. I want to say a big thank you to Navid. It's a wrap on the program today. My name is Kingsley Okoje. Kindness once more. Thank you for coming on Hitches and Voices.
Thank you, Mr. Kingsley.
We'll do this again. Till then, spread the hitch and be a voice. Goodbye.
ITV, certainly the best.
ẹ̀gbẹ́júwà ọba àtọ́pẹ́. ẹ̀gbẹ́júwà ọba àtọ́pẹ́ yìí.
ITV, certainly the best.
Hello there, I'm always excited to have you join us every Sunday like this on the program News Review. I am Deborah Iviogbe from thanking you so much for joining us on today's edition of News Review. We reported during the week on Diary Review from Nigeria's premier private university that 149 graduates of Dora Akunyili College of Pharmacy, Igbinedion University, were advised to prioritize compassion, selflessness, as well as high ethical standards and selling qualities as they formally joined the labor market. Authorities of the Nigeria's premier private university and resource person handed down the advice during the 15th oath-taking and induction ceremony of the 2024-2025 session College of Pharmacy graduates themed Building Bridges and Raising Hopes for the Next Generation of Compassionate Pharmacists.
That I freely and publicly take this oath.
The chairman of the 15th oath-taking and induction ceremony of Dora Akunyili College of Pharmacy, Igbinedion University, Okada, and Vice-Chancellor of the school, Professor Ikechukwu Ezemoye, advised the new pharmacists to nurture the school's motto of excellence as they serve humanity selflessly.
I want to remind you that in a time of rapid scientific advancement, global health challenges, and evolving healthcare systems, the role of the pharmacist has never been more critical than what it is today.
I encourage you to embrace the challenges and opportunities that will come your way. Embrace the virtues of humility, patience, love, and empathy.
A guest speaker, pharmacist Bankole Aminu Ezebuelo, sternly cautioned the inductees to practice with compassion and cooperation with hospitals for the interest of their patients.
To raise hope is to give young professionals a reason to believe that this calling is worth their passion, their sacrifice, and their dreams.
The Registrar of Pharmaceutical Council of Nigeria, Pharmacist Ibrahim Ahmed, represented by the South-South Zonal Director of PCN, Pharmacist Aze Mande, who conducted the induction, urged the inductees to maintain high ethical standards and leadership qualities as prescribed by the PCN.
You are advised to refrain from all forms of dishonesty in our practice lifetime as pharmacists and frontline healthcare workers. And accordingly, will perform my services and duties with devotion.
After the oath-taking ceremony, the 149 graduates were presented with certificates of provisional registration. Awards of recognition were presented to the best graduating student of the faculty, Olowosoyo Glory Temitokbe, with a remarkable 4.81 CGPA.
To my lecturers and the entire College of Pharmacy, thank you for your guidance. your discipline, and your unwavering commitment to excellence.
The ceremony was attended by families of graduates, provosts, deans, and members of the academia, including the Edo State Chairman of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, pharmacist Dr. Chris Oisakede. From Benin, Joy Obaisiagbon, ITV News.
Now moving on, Vice President Kashim Shettima, the Senate President Godswill Akpabio, Deputy Senate President Benjamin Kalu, Minister of Defense Christopher Musa, and other dignitaries attended the laying of wreaths to honor Nigerians' fallen heroes during a week under review. Governors of other states also paid tribute to the nation's slain armed forces personnel.
That was the arrival of Vice President Kashim Shettima, who was the special guest of honor at the Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration, as President Bola Tinubu is at the United Arab Emirates attending the Sustainability Summit. Prayers were thereafter conducted for the living and fallen heroes who fought gallantly for global peace and national integration. Following the prayers, a minute silence was observed in honor of the fallen heroes, immediately followed by firing of the artillery guns. The wreath-laying ceremony, which involved the placing of flowers at the memorial site, then commenced at the tomb of the unknown soldiers. Leading the wreath-laying ceremony was Vice President Kashim Shettima, who solemnly proceeded to lay the wreath, accompanied by the commander of the Gas Brigade, Brigadier General Adebisi. Next to lay wreath were Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives Benjamin Kalu. Following them, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekere Ekun, laid her wreath, immediately succeeded by the Minister of Defense, General Christopher Musa, retired, and the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, who is also the High Commissioner of the Republic of Cameroon, Abbas Salahidi. The service chiefs also participated in laying wreath to honor the fallen heroes. After those guns salute, Vice President Kashim Shettima released white pigeons into the air, symbolizing peace and freedom.
The pigeons have been released, and as they fly away,
as the nation remembers its fallen hero and celebrates its living legend, security experts believe that the federal government must equip the armed forces with latest technology coupled with training and retraining in order to ensure successes during combat operation and reduce the number of armed forces personnel killed or injured. From the National Arcade here in Abuja, I hand you over to Kingsley Uchegu, who covered the Armed Forces Remembrance Day event in Benin City, Edo State.
And back home in Edo State, reporter John Wikonda review that the governor of Edo State, Senator Monday Okpebholo, called for more support for ex-servicemen who fought in various world wars and the Nigerian Civil War as a way to appreciate their sacrifices and sustain the peace currently be provided by the armed forces. Governor Okpebholo made the advocacy during the 2026 Armed Forces Remembrance Day ceremony held at the museum ground of Alvorame Square, Benin City.
The solemn ceremony is in remembrance of patriotic Nigerians who served in the military and participated in several operations to keep Nigeria as one indivisible entity. Governor Okpebholo, his deputy, Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa, Speaker, Edo State House of Assembly, representative of the Chief Judge of Edo State, Commander S&T Barracks, Commander 4 Brigade Nigerian Army, Commander 107A Maritime Group, Benin, and Edo State Police Commissioner took turns to lay wreath at the cenotaph. Also at the cenotaph to lay wreath by His Royal Majesty Ewari II of Benin, represented by the Obasoge of Benin, Chief George Ekato, Chairman Nigerian Legion Edo State, Assistant Corps Commander Sonny Iboigbe, and representative of widows of the fallen heroes, Mrs. Sherifat Umar. Governor Okpebholo commended the contributions of the ex-servicemen to peace and stability, urging for cooperation and support of all.
They can see how Nigerians are honoring our heroes
So I also believe that with time, that God will preserve Nigeria to continue to honor them.
High point was the ceremonial 21-gun salute.
All day, we went to Lebanon, we went to Sierra Leone, we fight for Nigeria civil war.
Generally, we are so happy, and I'm so happy. There are changes, and I pray we should continue to change.
We should start doing like a trust fund that can take care of those people they left behind.
The commemorative event featured release of pigeons, which signifies peace, and signing of the Memorial Day Register.
It's been a solemn Armed Forces Remembrance Day here in Benin City, one laced with a strong commitment by the state government to harness the expertise of the ex-servicemen in strengthening internal security.
Justice Chizoba Orji of the Federal Capital Territory High Court in Abuja struck out the defamation suit filed against Senator Natasha Akpotudwaga by the Federal Ministry of Justice. The ruling followed the court's acknowledgement of a motion of a notice of discontinuance on Thursday in Abuja.
After months of intense legal tussle between the Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Senator Natasha Akpotudwaga over alleged defamation, the Office of the Attorney General Federation and Minister of Justice took over the matter. However, after several months, the office filed a notice of discontinuance, effectively withdrawing the suit. The notice was read in open court before Justice Chizoba Orji of the Federal High Court. Counsel to the federal government confirmed the withdrawal, explaining that the decision was taken in line with provisions of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act. After listening to the notice, the judge struck out the charges, noting that the development underscores the importance of restraint in exercise of prosecutorial powers. Justice Orji expresses hope that the decision would further strengthen respect for the rule of law within Nigeria's democratic framework. Speaking after the court session, Senator Akpotudwaga welcomes the outcome, describing it as a vindication of her position throughout the legal battle.
The withdrawal of these two federal government cases against me only proves what we've always known, that these cases were maliciously instigated by two individuals who misused power to their advantage in witch hunting an innocent person, which is myself. But I'd like to extend a sincere appreciation to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for having been briefed the truth and in his commitment to justice ordered the discontinuance of the two cases.
She expresses gratitude to her legal team and supporters for what she described as their unwavering support during the proceedings. From Abuja, Joseph Kadri, ITV News.
The Minister for Youth Development, Honorable Ayodele Olawade, commended Governor Monday Okpebholo for his infrastructural development. And still on Edo State Governor, we reported during the week on Diary Review that Senator Monday Okpebholo visited Ekpoma to assess the damage caused by the fire, which raised several shops constructed by the Police Officers' Wives Association, ensuring affected traders of swift government intervention and renewed security action. The governor, during the assessment visit, described the incident as disturbing and linked it to ongoing acts of violence and sabotage in Ekpoma and Embaron.
Governor Okpebholo, accompanied by the senator representing Edo Central, Joe Ibia, Commissioner for Fiscal Planning and Urban Development, Sir Lucky Esegbe, State Commissioner of Police, Monda Bonika, and the Commander for Brigade Nigerian Army, Brigadier General Ahmed Olatubosu Balogun, inspected the scene of the fire incident. Addressing the affected shop owners, Governor Okpebholo expressed pain over the development, pointing out that the recent events in Ekpoma point to a pattern of coordinated attacks. He dismissed claims that the attackers were Fulani herdsmen, insisting that they were political elements bent on destabilizing the area. As a way of cushioning the effect of the disaster, Governor Okpebholo announced that the reconstruction of the affected shops would begin within the week, urging the affected traders to remain calm and law-abiding.
I will not listen to anybody when the time comes. I just want you people to be patient. I'll make sure between now and Friday they will come and start building this place for you people. We have started arresting them. The burning down of this shop is still the same thing. The same people doing it. There's nothing to fear.
Earlier, Israel Ukulu and Professor Austin Aramelo spoke on behalf of other victims of the alleged arson.
What we are seeing here is a case of an arson.
As a matter of fact, we felt that we have been victimized for a case that we know nothing about. We came here in less than 30 seconds. The whole building went down.
I have a shop here. I'm a professor. By the grace of God, I can fend for myself even without the shop. But there are some of them here who are below poverty. But yet, they are trying to make ends meet here. Their life has been reduced to rubble. But we know that your presence here will raise their life more than ever before.
It was gathered that the fire started around midnight and spread rapidly until 5 a.m. on Monday. A similar incident had occurred 2 years ago on the opposite side of the affected shops. Kingsley Uchebu, ITV News.
Also in the week, we reported that the governor of Edo State, Senator Monday Okpebholo, condemned the attack on the palace of the Onoji of Ekpoma, His Royal Highness Anthony Ehizoji Abumere II, with the assurance that the perpetrators will be arrested and prosecuted. The governor was at the Onoji's palace to personally assess the damage allegedly caused by the protesters while expressing their grievances over incessant kidnapping and other security challenges in Ekpoma and environ.
Governor Okpebholo is in the university town of Ekpoma, Esan West, to assess the level of destruction in the aftermath of Saturday's protest in Ekpoma, which resulted in the blockade of the Benin-Ekpoma-Auchi Federal Highway and destruction of properties. Governor Okpebholo, accompanied by the State Commission of Police, Monday Monica, leaders of the All Progressives Congress and other party stakeholders, was taken around the palace of the Onoji, where different properties, including vehicles and items in a shop operated by the Onoji's wife, were vandalized. The governor described the invasion and subsequent looting of property at the Onoji's palace as criminal and unacceptable. He said while kidnapping is a serious problem across the country, protests must not be used as an excuse for lawlessness.
Before this ugly situation happened, we had planned something. Security is secret, and I'm not supposed to say it to anybody, and we are still going to carry it out. These people will leave our forests if they are there. Ekpoma Ishan will not be a safe place for them. We will leave no stone unturned. We have technology. The first one we carried out was very successful. 9 persons were kidnapped from the church. They were rescued on hot, and those kidnappers were also caught. This technology has actually arrived here.
Earlier, the Onoji of Ekpoma, His Royal Highness Anthony Ehizoji Abumere II, described the incident as unfortunate, alleging that many of the protesters were under the influence of illicit drugs.
At the appropriate time, traditionally, we'll still do what we are going to do traditionally on it. I know the government is trying to their best to ensure that Edo State is safe.
Governor Okpebholo, before his departure, assured the traditional ruler and the people of Ekpoma in Esan West that decisive security operations were imminent, stressing that peace, law and order would be fully restored in the community and across Edo Central. Kingsley Uchebu, ITV News.
As a follow-up to that report, we told you during the week on Diary Review that an Edo State High Court remanded over 50 students who participated in a security and incessant kidnapping protest in Ekpoma at the Ubiaja Correctional Center. The students were arraigned by the Edo State Police Command on Monday last week over the alleged involvement in acts of violence, vandalism, and looting.
Over 50 students were arraigned at the Edo State High Court by the State Police Command in connection with the disruption of public order that occurred during the insecurity protest in Ekpoma. During the proceedings held at the Criminal Court 2 of the State High Court, the presiding judge, Justice Williams Azegbemi, directed that formal bail applications be filed before the State High Court, sitting in Ubiaja, pending the hearing and determination of the bail applications. The court ordered that the suspects be remanded at the Ubiaja Correctional Center. Counsel to some of the defendants, Barrister Wisdom Osaro and Barrister Ejeme Etimbomi, explained that although the prosecuting counsel requested a 14-day remand, which the court granted in part, the process of filing bail applications may commence as early as the next day.
As far as the concern is concerned, by virtue of Section 36 of 5, these suspects are still presumed innocent.
until they are proven guilty. We just hope justice is served in this matter.
It was not the students of the school that instigated this thing. It were persons outside the school. Those persons that were aggrieved that their person was kidnapped had been killed.
Parents, students, and human rights activists present at the court premises described the arrest and arraignment as unjust. They alleged that the students were arrested hours after the protest through raids on their homes and hostels.
Children are hosted night that day. They don't know anything, and they don't come outside night that day. So I surprised they go meet them for inside house around 3 o'clock. They go bust their door. They carry them for inside house.
Immediately, protest ended. Everybody went home peacefully. The next thing, police from different places that we don't even know of came to Ekpoma, started busting people's hostel, removing people that were sleeping in the middle of the night.
We are saying Kabodo Rejetameta to unlawful arrest of our songs.
While police were busy arresting students, kidnappers, yes, came to kidnap somebody again in Ekpoma. This shows that from Genesis to Revelation, we have a very porous security system.
From Benin, Chola Adeojun, ITV News.
In a swift reaction, the governor of Edo State reiterated his administration's commitment to protecting students, restoring peace in Ekpoma, and ensuring that criminal elements exploiting the university environment are decisively dealt with in accordance with the law. The governor made this known on the sideline of a meeting with the Students' Union government and the management of Ambrose Sali University Ekpoma following recent unrest in the university town.
The meeting between Governor Monday Okpebholo, the Students' Union government, and the management of Ambrose Sali University Ekpoma was convened to identify and resolve issues surrounding recent disturbances, arrests, and security concerns in the area. Governor Okpebholo emphasized that the unrest was not organized by students of Ambrose Sali University Ekpoma, describing the incident as a criminal act carried out by non-students seeking to foment trouble and extort law-abiding students. According to the governor, intelligence available to the Edo State government revealed that the incident was orchestrated by a group identifying themselves as the Ambrose Sali Comrade Community, comprising individuals who are no longer students but loiter around the university environment, engaging in unlawful activities.
They are just here. People are using them. I don't care whether you are a politician, you are not a politician, you are using people and you are involved in planning such evil, destroying our land, destroying our economy. So we'll not accept. We'll go after these people and we must make sure that we bring them to book. So I want to let you know that I have nothing against the students. School is not even in session. So they are claiming that students are there. If there are any students among those people that were arrested, we will release them.
President of the Students' Union government of Ambrose Sali University, Comrade Osadebame Izoje, and the Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, Professor Andrew Eromosele, both highlighted the positive outcomes of the meeting.
We are here to officially debunk that students did not organize any protest. So the Edo State government want to appreciate you for your intentionality as well in making sure those students are being released as soon as possible.
We thank His Excellency for giving up his promise that they will be released as soon as possible. And for the students, before now, we had engaged them and they said they were not part of that plan.
The meeting was attended by the Commissioner for Education, Dr. Paddy Iyamu. Kingsley Uchebu, ITV News.
Edo State Ministry of Education, January Kondari, announced the postponement of public and private schools resumption across Edo Central Senatorial District for further notice. In a statement signed by the Commissioner for Education, Dr. Emmanuel Paddy Iyamu, says the postponement is to enable the ministry address some exigencies to improve the welfare of children before a new date will be communicated. Edo Central correspondent Chris Omige, who monitored the level of compliance, reported that schools visited across the district complied with the directive.
Though the directive by Edo State Ministry of Education on the postponement of school resumption across Edo Central Senatorial District came late to some schools visited complied with the directive. One of the principals of the private school said, even though some parents had already dropped their children in school before the information was received, children whose parents could not be contacted were kept in school for safety till their parents picked them up.
The information came in very late, and already students were already in schools, and because of their safety, lot of parents have gone to their workplaces, so we have to keep them back pending the time in which parents will pick their children. So in order not to make the school environment rowdy, we've kept the children in the class. Then some parents that we were able to reach also came back to pick their children.
The Chief Inspector of Education, Esan West Local Government Area, Mrs. Mebe Okilu said, all schools across the local government area have complied with the directive, awaiting the new resumption date.
We received a directive from our Honorable Commissioner early hours of this morning, and we sent it out. On our part, we went around schools in East and West to ensure compliance to the directive. Both private and public complied in East and West.
From Edo Central Senatorial District, Chris Omije, ITV News.
In case you're just joining us, the program is News Review. We'll go on a quick break. When we return, the program News Review will continue. Please do stay tuned. The Senate during a week under review passed the 2026 appropriation bill of 58.47 trillion naira. The passage followed a lead debate by Senate Majority Leader Senator Okpeyemi Bamidele on the floor of the Senate. Thank you so much for staying tuned to the program News Review. Now moving on, there was pandemonium in Itebite Street off Forestry Road in Oedo local government area of Edo State following disagreements between some local government personnel and traders over the clearing of the streets by a task force, which later turned violence during the enforcement exercise. During the fracas, 2 persons were allegedly injured, while tear gas was sprayed, which caused commotion in the area.
What was meant to be another trading day on Itebite Street turned into tears and chaos following a chaotic clash between traders and security operatives. The presence of the task force personnel triggered panic, forcing traders to flee for safety and abandon their goods as the street was temporarily shut down following the confusion and fear that followed. Traders said tear gas was sprayed without provocation, which affected several persons. Accounts from eyewitnesses revealed that traders were peacefully going about their normal activities, preparing for the day's business, when operatives of the task force allegedly stormed the area without prior notice.
Business have shut down, nothing is happening, these people are shooting. There's a pregnant woman right there, they spray tear gas on his face, they start beating one of our guys. As I'm talking to you now, 2 of them are in hospital. I'm so shocked, I don't even know what to say now. I don't know what is happening.
We were just doing our business this morning. Just see people just rushing, destroying goods, pushing customer. They just come, take tear gas and just splash it on your face directly, not even taking it off. You begin to shoot bullets anyhow in the air.
The state government should please intervene in this, because the thing that is happening now is what we don't know. Look at people that came into our area. Imagine a person that left his home for daily food, come today and locked up store by this time. What would that person present to his family?
As calm gradually returns to Itebite Street, affected traders are calling on the Edo State government to investigate the incident, ensure accountability, and adopt more human enforcement approaches that will not endanger lives or livelihoods. From Benin, Jola Deojo, ITV News.
With that report, we'll call it a wrap on today's edition of the program News Review. Do not forget to keep a day to test next week Sunday. We shall be bringing you the program News Review again. I am Deborah Iviogwefuna. See you next week. Do have a lovely week ahead. Bye for now.
ITV, certainly the best.
The man went out to bring in thugs.
to come and beat her.
Yeah.
In a situation like that, do you think women would have seen that and still want to speak?
Really, we're talking
That's
about
what I said. So
that's-
when they bullied her,
Yeah.
now, if she's not bold enough, she will shut up.
What is your advice for girls out there that are so desperate to be married?
We women, we have to be really intentional about our parenting.
If you know a child is being abused, or you see signs, a bruise or a child, it has to be investigated.
People barely even breathe when they are going for a shrebi and something. You have to be
They can't
smart.
sit
If
down.
you see where they are dressing them up and dragging on both sides, you cannot breathe. And these women will stay in those events for hours just to keep up with that beauty trend.
Is that healthy?
That's not healthy.
I am Patricia Uremu Gabriels, and we're reaching you live from our Lagos Network studio. Of course, Women in Conversation is a program designed for women to discuss about themselves.